Taiwan is bursting with heaps of fun places to explore. Join me, Amber Hatfield, as I hit up travel hotspots, soak up some culture, and hunt down hidden gems. Let's go! Hi and welcome back to Let's Go. I'm your host Amber Hatfield, and in today's episode we are going to hear the second part of my interview with Ivy Chen. If you didn't hear the first part, please go back to listen to last week's episode where I talked to Ivy Chen about her cooking classes in Taiwan, about how she got into cooking, learning cuisine, and it was really interesting to hear her story about how she got into that kind of by accident. So it's been really a pleasure talking to Ivy through these two episodes. So I really recommend you go listen to the first one. And today we're going to be talking more about her cooking classes that she offers in Taipei and also about some of her previous work that she's done as well. So I hope you enjoy it. I'd love to talk a little bit more about kind of your classes. So I know you have food and market tours that you do. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Okay, market tour or food tour, I have two different styles. One is combined with my cooking class. So before we start cooking, I bring people to traditional market for shopping. So we buy the ingredient that we are going to use in the class, and also introduce people how the Taiwanese food in season or how the specialty that our food diet and also our food culture, because I think people need to know that something make Taiwan different is most of the island climate is very special. And it's a small island, but we have tropical and subtropical. We have high mountain. So we have many microclimate create that Taiwan can grow almost everything, but just a small scale. And we make them many boutique products. And I also like to introduce people that our culture is much related to religion. You probably can find Taiwan has a lot of temple, almost everywhere. From my hometown, Tainan, we have 1,600 temple in Tainan. So you cannot imagine how our life is related to the gods or even devil. Okay, ghost. I mean, we have a whole month celebrate the ghost month. But I mean, because we respect the gods and even ghosts, so we offer our food to them. So we have so many different special festival from different temple among the year. So for example, you probably heard about guabao.
I love guabao.
Yeah, a steamed bun, look like a pita bread, and we have pork filling and pickled mustard green, peanuts, and cilantro all together. And we create this, make it luxury, because this bun is an offering in Taipei. Okay, I grew up with this. I don't grow up with this experience. I never see this bun in the South when I grew up.
Okay.
So I just knew it after arrived Taipei. People celebrate a festival, send the gods back to the heaven 2 weeks before Lunar New Year. And in that time, Taipei people prepare steamed bun, the guabao, for as an offering. So it must be very luxury, right? Not just a white bun. We have pork belly. Pork is very important in Taiwan diet. And we add the peanuts. The peanuts resemble gold dust. So we actually offer like money to the gods. We wish the gods say something good for the family back to the heaven. Okay, so this is our culture. And the food is just for this celebration and very stick to our culture and many other food as well. So you can find them, that's a Taiwan specialty in many dishes.
Yeah, so part of your class is teaching people about this kind of stuff as well. That's also what you do.
Yeah. And the other food tour I have is about 4 hours. Can be in the morning or afternoon, because I don't do the food tour very often. It's just my passion. When people ask me in my cooking class, they ask me if I can show them more food. They want to experience and sample more Taiwanese food in many places. So then I start thinking about this. If I can do this, I actually do all the activity by request. My cooking class, the first time request by foreigner. Then my food tour also request from my guest. The food tour, I will ask people, what you like, what you don't eat, what food you don't eat, or you have special diet. So after I get this idea, then I will organize a route and then choose the shops or the vendor that I can introduce the best part to my guest.
Okay, right. And they're all in Taipei, I guess, because you just mentioned that you're from Tainan. And I used to live in Tainan, actually. I lived in Tainan for 5 years.
Wow.
So I know Tainan is like the food capital of Taiwan, and everybody goes there to eat.
Yes.
I guess it would be great to do these kinds of tours in Tainan, wouldn't it? But you're based in Taipei. So.
Yeah. People really ask. I did have some requests to do a food tour in Thailand. Yeah, but I think that's a wrong way.
Yeah.
I'm very happy if I had chance.
Yeah. Tainan, actually, it's funny because before I came to Taiwan, I personally didn't know much about Taiwanese food at all either. And I first lived in Tainan when I got here. So I guess it took me a while to get used to the flavors and get used to the food. I'm quite experimental, so I will eat everything, but I think I'm very used to European food in general. So when I first got to Tainan, I guess I didn't really appreciate how good all the food is in Tainan that you can buy and all the small different things you can get. And then when I moved up to Taipei a few years ago, now I think about Tainan and I think, oh, I want to go to Tainan and eat all the food.
Right.
Because I really didn't appreciate it. I didn't really understand it before. And now that I've been here a longer time and I think, oh, I really want to go to Tainan for the weekend for a food tour, food weekend.
Yeah. But like you say, when I just first arrived Taipei in my 18 years old age, I don't like Taipei food as well. Even it's just a small country. Only like you take a high-speed railway, it's only 2 hours away. But food is so much different. I'm not used to the Taipei flavor.
Yeah.
And many dishes I never see. Like for example, I don't see many Sichuan cuisine, Taiwan, Shanghai cuisine. In my countryside, nothing. I never see dumpling. I never see 牛肉面. I never see 麻酱面 in my early age. So arriving in Taipei is quite a big experience for me. And so when my guests come to my class, I normally ask their plan. What is their plan to visit Taiwan? Most people just stay in the north. Okay. So I always tell people, walk away. Taipei is your comfort zone. And please visit the other part of Taiwan. It's different. Taipei is not Taiwan. Yeah. You need to see more about Taiwan. Like Taipei is much more influenced by other culture, like Chinese, basically more Chinese and Western. Okay, a lot of Western here. But if you leave Taipei, go to the other city, not much Western, or even you don't recognize it. You call they cook you pasta, but you don't think that's pasta.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's in the south. And then, but in Tainan, you find a lot of Japanese influence. Like for example, when we eat the 粽子 in the breakfast, especially the sticky rice dumpling triangle shape, vegetarian one, we always pair with miso soup. And that's the culture being practiced for many decades. And nobody asks you another soup. There's no choice, only miso soup and 粽子. So Tainan has a very strong Japanese influence than Taipei. So if you go to Miaoli, that's Hakka village, Hakka city, and you will experience more rice food, rice bun, rice dumpling, crystal dumpling, like that. Okay, so that food is very rare to find in Taipei City. And people don't know that's Taiwanese food. Like I think you remember that I brought Phil in Jiufen.
Yeah.
He tried a green small sticky rice cake. That's a steam bun. He likes it so much. After our filming, he went to bring his wife back and asked to try again. Okay, but that's a rice cake, rice bun. That's classic Taiwanese food. Most people don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about. They often sell them up in the mountains, right? I remember I've been hiking before, and kind of on the mountain path there will be somebody selling this, like a green, sticky bun.
The reason is because most Hakka village is in the mountain. Okay, so actually the Fujian people arrived Taiwan the first, and they already live on the coastline, the plain. So the Hakka people arrive a bit late. Then they move a little bit higher. And also that's a similar environment like they live in China, always in the shallow mountain area. So that's why maybe you think that's easy to find the green rice cake in the mountain area, because that's most Hakka village were located. But it's actually also Fujian culture. We make that not green. My mom also make a green, but we have another white and red color in Tainan to honor the gods. Again, it's a food festival. Okay, a festival food. In Tainan, we eat that in winter solstice, 冬至, celebrate, and we make a cai bao. So that's a rice bun, very similar but different shape. We make a very long and pointed shape. Yeah.
Okay. So much knowledge to learn. I'd love to ask you another question about your classes, which would be like, how do you find tailoring your classes to different people's skill levels? I'm sure you get some people who come to want to take your class, they don't even really know how to cook at all. How do you do that?
Yeah, I feel very, very, very proud about this too, because I can really manage from the cooking level from 0 to chef.
Okay.
I actually has more than 100 chefs from the world come to my class until now. And I know if I talk to people for like 3-4 minutes, I know what about their cooking level.
Okay.
I'm this good now. Okay. So when we start cooking, I can understand what I can show them and how to explain the technique to them in their, so they can understand to follow my instruction. I actually very good at this. So of course, in one class you can have 4 people all different cooking level, but I still can manage because I keep it small group. I don't. That's why I never want to teach a big group, because then I cannot help everyone. I want everyone experience food and also enjoy what they cook. Yeah.
Let's move on a little bit. I want to talk about your experience doing Somebody Feed Phil and a little bit about working on that. Can you kind of tell me any memorable moments or any things from working on Somebody Feed Phil with him?
Yeah. That's the biggest TV team that I ever had. I also have interviewed with Ainsley Harriott from the UK many years ago. They came from about 5 person for the whole film, 1 week in Taiwan. And Phil also had 1 week, but they have 2 teams, one production company from Taiwan, one from the States. Though they have 12 people. Okay, so this really surprised me. And then they sent a car to pick me up to Jiufen. And so the most impressed is how Phil appreciate food. Like you feel it's nothing makeup. It's just from his heart. He really enjoyed that. Like I was told by the producer secretly that they told me feel like a chocolate. Okay. So I keep it in mind, but chocolate is not Taiwanese food. We are going to sample Taiwanese food today. And how can I find the chocolate for him? So when we walk on Jiufen on the street, I just keep introduce food and we sample like I usually do, and suddenly something catch Phil's eyes.
Okay.
It's a pastry shop and they have chocolate. So then normally I skip that shop because it's pastry. Okay, it's like a croissant things, and it's not Taiwanese food. When I bring people there, I will skip that. Okay? But then Phil find it and then approach to the shop. So then I follow, and he said, "What is this, Ivy? See what we found?" And then he's like a child looking look at his best food, and then I knew he found the chocolate. So I say, "What would you like to try?" And he still asks my opinion. What would you recommend? I say, as a Taiwanese, I will suggest a sweet potato filling. And as for you, I think chocolate may be the best choice. So he's so happy with this choice. We have two fillings, one sweet potato, one chocolate.
That's so funny. That's really
so impressive.
Very heartwarming story.
Yeah, right.
I would love to know some more about your book as well that you wrote recently, was 2023, which is called Made in Taiwan. Can you tell me a bit about that book?
Okay, so this Made in Taiwan actually is the third book of mine. I have two in Chinese. And so after teaching 25 years and writing two books, I've been always want to write an English cookbook. But I'm a Taiwanese. I never study and live in the other country. So my English is not good enough to write a book. But during COVID, this is a great chance. And Carissa, my co-writer, she's a Taiwanese American, was born in LA. She was one of my students. Yeah, she came to my class 10 years ago. So she came to Taiwan, interviewed me. We went to the market and cooked together. And then we had so many contacts after her first class. And then we worked together. And lucky, it's just during the pandemic, we have so much time to experiment and research and cook together.
Well, thank you so much for coming and talking to me today, Ivy.
My pleasure.
It's been really great to have you. And that's all we've got time for this week's episode of Let's Go. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the interview with Ivy Chen, and you can grab her book on Amazon if you'd like to check that out. And I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.